If you feel guilty every time you say no, that's not a personality flaw. It's programming. Your brain literally learned that safety comes from keeping other people happy, and that's called a learned survival strategy. Maybe you grew up with unpredictable parents or in an environment where love was conditional on your grades, performing in sports. Your nervous system made a very simple but powerful equation, which is approval equals safety and disapproval equals danger. But here's the helpful part, which is that wiring that went in, it can be unwired. So let's take a look at what's happening in your brain when you people please. So every time you do something that earns approval, a smile, praise, just keeping the peace, your brain releases dopamine. And that dopamine hit reinforces the behavior, saying, good job, you avoided conflict, here's the reward. And over time, that becomes a loop. Anticipate others' needs, please them, feel safe. And this loop is rooted in your limbic system. This is the emotional brain, especially the amygdala. And now, when you try to break the cycle, when you say no or disappoint someone, your amygdala fires an alarm. It can't tell the difference between actual danger and emotional discomfort. So it's just screaming, something's wrong, fix it, fix it. And that's why setting boundaries can feel physically unbearable. It's not weakness, it's your biology, literally. But the good news is that your brain is plastic. It can change. It can learn that saying no is actually safe. And so through new experiences of truth and calm, your brain can relearn. And this process of teaching your nervous system safety is what I call reparenting the brain. So let's try a short practice to start retraining your system. I want you to think of a small moment where you normally say yes, but part of you wants to say no. And now I want you to picture it. So now bring your attention into your body. Notice where the tension shows up in your chest, in your throat, in your stomach. You're not breathing. That's your nervous system's fear response. So now take a slow breath in through your nose. Now exhale twice as long through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Then quietly say to yourself, I can stay connected to myself even if someone else feels disappointed. That's the essence of safety reparenting, staying in your body while holding your truth. And if you practice this every day, even for 30 seconds, you start to unlink the old pattern of people-pleasing equals safety and replace it with truth equals safety. So rewiring happens through repetition and compassion. Here are 3 ways to deepen the process. First, if you like to journal, a self-validation journal each night or in the morning where you just take a moment and honor yourself, even in a small way. Maybe you didn't apologize for your opinion or you rested when you were tired. And that repetition tells your brain, my choice matters. So second, you can visualize yourself in a beautiful space that feels safe and say, I'm allowed to take up space. It might feel awkward, but that's normal you're reintroducing self-recognition into your neural map. And so third is community. Spend time with people who don't punish authenticity, who welcome you as you are. That social safety accelerates neural rewiring faster than doing it alone. The goal isn't to stop caring about others, it's to stop abandoning yourself in the process. So now let's talk about a tool that can support and accelerate this process, and that's called neurofeedback brain training. Neurofeedback doesn't erase who you are. It helps restore who you were before you learned that love had to be earned and that it was part of that stress response cycling. So you're not fixing yourself, you're retraining your nervous system to trust you. And that's what true reparenting is. It's giving your brain consistent safety until it learns peace on its own. And remember, the goal isn't to become perfect. It's to become present. And your brain can learn that safety is being you in the present moment.